Guys, don't go anywhere. Stay here to the StarSeries broadcast and we'll be right back.
Place your bets at GG.Bet. Most popular esports titles. Deposit with convenient payment options. Cool mini games. And 24/7 support for players. Sign up now for the best esports bets at GG.Bet.
Did you know that when you make a trade on CS Money website, there is much more going on than meets the eye? The adventure begins here.
Cool.
And that's how trades are done on CS Money. With Hellcase multi-cases, you're no longer restricted by random case opening mechanisms. Now, you are able to pick any of the cells containing skins and actually determine what you win. Use the promo code and dive right in.
Place your bets at GG.Bet. Most popular esports titles. Deposit with convenient payment options. Cool mini games. And 24/7 support for players. Sign up now for the best esports bets at GG.Bet.
Did you know that when you make a trade on CS Money website, there is much more going on than meets the eye? The adventure begins here.
Cool.
And that's how trades are done on CS Money.
With Hellcase multi-cases, you're no longer restricted by random case opening mechanisms. Now, you are able to pick any of the cells containing skins and actually determine what you win. Use the promo code and dive right in.
Well, it is a bit of a shame, but we do end up missing the very first blister round, which apparently does go in favor of TeamOne. So that's kind of sucks. But at the same time, I'm very intrigued how this matchup is going to turn out between the two teams, because Inferno turned out to be quite the even matchup, I guess we could say, at the very end. But over here, this is a map in which Rogue have been able to consistently dominate against TeamOne. So very interested to see how they're going to be able to perform here. Especially if you're Rogue. Imagine the world, because even though you had such a great, well, so far, sort of overpass matchup, the fact that you had such a devastating loss in Inferno could definitely be, well, devastating, I'd say, for the Rogue players. We're still going to be able to see how it turns out, though. Because the TeamOne guys, we can see they're playing this one pretty safe so far. Rogue, though, because they have gone for the force buy here, I think this will be quite a big threat here for the Brazilians. So if you're TeamOne, still want to be quite careful coming into this one. It does look like there is some early damage exchange here. Rogue, I can be able to pinpoint Maluk here. He doesn't even know where to look at. There's players all over the map, and it suddenly becomes a very doable round for Rogue to win, as they end up absolutely wrecking the side here of TeamOne. Not a single player dying here for Rogue. They somehow decimate the entire Brazilian lineup. Okay, it looks like we are going to be seeing some of the TeamOne players actually themselves going for the force buy here, as they end up having the upgraded pistols and whatnot. And Marcel is going to be having quite a difficult time to face every single one of them. In fact, he ends up going down. So they can now actually even retrieve not only the one rifle, but I think also one more. No? Looks like, oh, there you go. There's Vice with the kill. Still looking somewhat decent right now for the likes of Rogue, as they should be able to close this one out. Vice takes down Maluk, and this seems to be pretty much it. Not sure if Bid can do anything. In fact, he can't do anything. It is going to be a second round here for Rogue, and most importantly, this upcoming round is where TeamOne must go for Nico. We can see their economy is pretty much in shambles. But right now, it just has to be for Nico. It has to. Oh, man. I hope, guys, you don't mind the fact that I kind of stumble on my words because I haven't... because I do end up living in Europe. And I have been casting North American Counter-Strike for what seems to be for about 5 or 6 hours. So it has become quite the challenge to continuously cast this game. But I do hope you guys understand. But I will say this, though. I mean, it is interesting to see how North American Counter-Strike is a very interesting entity of its own. There's a lot more wacky plays going on here. A lot more interesting clutches, so to speak. Not necessarily because of the opponent's skill, but just the amount of mistakes being made by either side. So it does end up keeping me pretty awake. Let's see what Nico M can do with this position. I mean, he only has the rifle to work with. Sure, that's correct. But one thing we have to note is that it's Nico M. The previous game, he dropped something ridiculous, like 37 frags, I think, with overtime. So I wouldn't be too surprised if you could actually find him one more kill here. MSL, though, gotta be quite careful jumping spot in there, because he might meet his doom by the hands of Nico M. Or not. MSL is going to be able to come out on top. This does mean there's another round here for Rogue. And there's, of course, an opportunity for the likes of TeamOne to actually get back in this matchup with them investing now in the rifles. I do wonder how many rounds TeamOne is going to be able to accomplish here, because we have to note that, like I said, in the previous matchups in which Rogue played against TeamOne, Rogue won the 2 times they played on overpass 16-4, so Rogue are definitely confident coming into this matchup, or at least confident on this map. It's kind of a shame how it all went down south on Inferno. Oh, that's actually pretty nice. There's no way in the world they're going to be anticipating someone like MSL here, but there also was a nice nade stack with which you didn't get to see off camera. And suddenly it's become a very doable round for TeamOne to win. They have been able to win all 3 fights necessary, and now they can very much, by the snap of their fingers, just plant the bomb and win the round at this point. That is... wow, I can't believe how much success TeamOne have been able to acquire here. This is looking ridiculously well for them. What's this? Nico? Okay, still getting one of these frags, but I think because now they know the positioning of Tensky, I'm quite certain that TeamOne are going to try to hunt him down, as there's really no sense, well, no reasoning why you shouldn't. Because if you take that AUG out of the hands of Tensky, I think Rogue... actually, not sure. I think Rogue, one way or the other, are going to be making the investment, so I do presume that with the investment coming through, it's going to be looking pretty solid for Rogue. I'm almost certain we can see Amosella back on the sniper rifle if Tensky decides to drop his buddy, or it might just be advised to do so. It's still quite a lot of money here for the Rogue side, so like I said, I wouldn't be too surprised to see one of the AWPs come out. Maybe we can actually see a double op setup come out. That's something we didn't get to see too much here from Rogue, and honestly I don't really know who would be the player to man that second sniper rifle. Oh, this is nice. Okay, let's see how this one turns out here. This is a very nice boost here from TeamOne. I have seen, I do believe, Team NRG use it, and Maluk should be able to spot out the Heaven player. It's just that there's no one in Heaven. Okay, now there is. Maluk still isn't able to land the shot, but it is a very nice boost right now. TeamOne gonna be able to, well, pretty much get back to their default if they do wish so. You weren't able to find the initial kill, though, that is correct. But you can still have a player like Maluk be the first one to try to get these openings on the bomb sites, or maybe help his team to acquire this map presence, because we can see that there could be an AWP battle here, I presume. MSL versus Maluk. That should be quite the interesting one. MSL being softened up in those flames. Gotta be quite careful about that one. Tensky is definitely hearing some footsteps here and long, so he's gonna have to be very careful about this one. The good thing for Tensky is that he has his teammate backing him up, but Tensky wants to take a bit more proactive role. He wants to take the fight. He ends up winning one of them. Maluk tends to take his sweet time to actually win that fight, but MSL comes out on top. It's still some very good frags working out here for MSL. That was a very interesting flick up. Vice. There you go. There's the kill. And this is looking like a very solid round right now for MSL, firing up the shots with the AWP. And now it's all up to NicoM. He has been superb in the very first matchup. Was on Inferno, but there's really nothing even he can do against a flank. The fourth round here for Rogue. And I do believe by acquiring this round, Rogue they have reset the economy here for TeamOne. So it kind of looks like they just have to go for one good old fashioned eco, and they should have, again, a proper investment. And I also presume there is a timeout being taken by TeamOne, I guess. I don't think that even once we actually saw the likes of Rogue taking a timeout. The only time it was, I guess we could say, because there was a technical issue very early in the first half. But other than that, it's been, well, very much the TeamOne show. You know, they're taking the timeouts, discussing what they want to approach. But like I said, it's so weird for me when you see someone like TeamOne taking a timeout. Once they take the timeout, they discuss their plan in like 10-20 seconds, and then boom, the timeout's no longer necessary. So you wonder if they have some sort of game plan heading into this round. I don't think there is one for TeamOne. I mean, it is an eco, so they're not going to be using their sort of superior strats on a round like this. It's going to be much more useful for them to have a proper idea and a proper game plan in the upcoming round. Here, though, they shouldn't even try to go for some sort of wacky or uncommon push here. I think what they're doing right now is they're pretty much shifting all the way to the A bomb, so they're going to be banking on the fact that none of the Rogue players are going to be able to see them quick enough, and once they're close by to the bomb side, it's going to be too late for Rogue to realize how close they are, and maybe the Deagles can actually get something done here. There we go, there's Tensky falling down, and MSL is still one more of these players here left at the bomb side. MSL is doing such a solid job right now. He gets the third kill, and MSL, what a hold from him. That is so well done by the Danish in-game leader, that he was able to single-handedly stop that push. That was so sick. Well done. Truly well done. But I will say this though, I mean, MSL still has been more of a hit or miss opper, which obviously it's sometimes good to be having such an opper because he might just be able to find some very sick openings. But when it comes down to, you could say, hitting some of the easier shots, you can kind of screw up. Oh, there you go. That's a pretty good opening there for Sick. Still didn't really work out. It's not a bad scenario that TeamOne are at, that they do end up getting a fair trade, but Tensky though, yeah, he's gonna find the better of Maluk, as Maluk had no idea about this push taking place. It does look like, oh, the nade will be deployed. That big thump is a bit scarier than it sounds. Yeah, for sure. And I also think, I'm not sure if that's correct, but I think they've changed the way the flashbangs pop off. There we go. You guys heard that? There seems to be a much more... Wait, what's that English word? Echo. There we go. There seems to be a much more echo now when a flashbang is deployed. I guess it's intentional if Valve hasn't fixed it yet. So, it looks like right about now, TeamOne going to be making a push here to the B-bomb site. There seems to be only a couple players here so far. One of them being in the water position. Who's going to be in a spot to deny the bomb plan? That's going to be Vice, or Vice can actually do nothing apparently, as Bit shuts him down, and TeamOne, they are going to be able to plant the bomb. So with that bomb now being planted, they do have themselves a pretty solid chance here. But it is Bit alongside NicoM who are going to have to try to make this one work. It is NicoM not finding the first kill, but there's now all up to Bit. Bit's positioning isn't too bad right now. He being positioned here towards short, he can still get something done here. The flash obviously obscures his vision, but as the bomb plant, this is odd though. Where's the bomb defuse coming in? Finally, Tensky gets the kill, and I do believe there is enough time to get the defuse. Is it? Yeah, there is. Alright. Not a bad round there for Rogue. As pretty much it came down to them getting the good trades at the very end, and yeah, they pretty much succeed at it. I would have loved to see maybe a bit of a more coordinated effort to take down the last remaining player, but I mean, that also works, I suppose. Ooh, only 8 damage on IDK. But it does mean that it's still very much alive and kicking. The TeamOne players, I mean, some of them have invested in the Kevlar helmets and Kevlar and even AK-47 in the hands of Nico M. Because the main role of this round is just try to even out some of that money situation and then have a proper investment at this 10th round, I guess? Yeah, the 10th round. As right about now, as kind of anticipated. This being the map pick of Rogue, TeamOne getting their butts kicked so far. They haven't been able to show us too much here on Overpass. It's been so far a one-sided affair. But that's also the case here on Inferno at the very start, where Rogue had a 6-2 lead, and then from that point onward, it was pretty much the TeamOne show. Here though, I don't think that will be the case. I think that Rogue are going to be able to actually secure this round, if not the half itself, as they're looking much better than the Inferno matchup. Looks like TeamOne are actually going to try to find some good timing. They are going to be pushing on through the smoke relatively soon enough. They're also going to have a force of 3 players pushing in from Monster. So if the push is coordinated well enough, this could work out here for TeamOne to acquire at least a couple more kills and then enter the bomb site. This is looking pretty good right now for Rogue, but where is the bomb plant coming in? There's only 7 seconds remaining and they can't even cross onto the side to get the bomb down. This round is pretty much over as Tensky finds 1 more kill. And even though Nico M's heroics were good enough to find free, it's not good enough to win the round. It is the 7th round here for Rogue. As TeamOne, yes, now they can make a proper investment here. Right, it would seem that TeamOne are going to be focusing here on connector control. There's a couple of their players. So I personally don't really like the fact that they have bomb carry moving in from connector, because it is such a tight choke point. In which, imagine if Rogue players have got a bit of a, well, even a simple crossfire set up here. And if that bomb goes down earlier here in connector, that's just such a huge loss here for TeamOne. So, I mean, it's still very much a part of the map I personally wouldn't have a bomb carrier go through, but it has worked out pretty well here for TeamOne, at least so far. Oh, Tensky able to spot out TeamOne. What is it? Maluka, I do believe. Guess right about now TeamOne are going to consider trying to make this push on the A bomb site, because really their efforts at B haven't been fruitful. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see if it is going to come down to the A bomb site push, but we can see that they're putting all their forces back at the B site. This is where the actual push is going to take place. There are a couple players here from Rogue, and in fact, let's see how successful they're going to be able to hold this one down. So far so good here for TeamOne. To find the kills necessary, he can only find the 1 kill, meaning things are looking a bit difficult here for Rogue. This of course leaves the European Tensky in a pretty difficult scenario, and Is Tensky? Yeah, Tensky just wants to try to save that gun of his. I do respect that play from him. And same the AWP is also quite an achievement if you can actually succeed here, Tensky. So we can continue on with our little matchup here. Guys are from TeamOne. Gonna be entering the B bomb set. Of course, Rogue have got a defensive system set up. The question is it actually gonna be good enough to hold off this push here from TeamOne? They're just stick fighting the first frag. It is a bit problematic right now for TeamOne as they're entering the bomb site and they don't have any presence in short. Not really sure what happened there with Sick because it looked like he wanted to go down and yet Hiko didn't really allow him to make that option possible. Maluk trying to get his best shot, but of course it is only an AWP, so you're good for one shot. But this does mean that the bomb being planted here, TeamOne, they've still got themselves a chance here. I'm not really sure if the bomb is planted in an open position or if it is in fact the default. If it is for default, this is not a very good round for TeamOne, but if it is in the open position, they can get something done here. Rogue right now, for them, the main goal is try to win these aim duels. The bomb will be smoked off, so they have a chance to defuse it, and no, that's not gonna happen. You have IDK and TRK able to shut down the offense here from Rogue. And with that being said, TeamOne right now have got themselves a very good opportunity to get at least one more round on the board. You can see that Rogue's economy is in the bin, the trash can, the dumpster. It's not existent. They just have to save some more of that money to make this half somewhat more competitive. Because going around and trying to get kills with pistols is possible in a game of Counter-Strike. Not the brightest of ideas though. This is peculiar how one team decides to head on over to the B side. The other one completely goes full circle. So it does look like TeamOne is gonna be able to win this one. Almost certain about it. So, okay, there's some serious damage being dealt, so it's definitely not too bad. But TeamOne, they have been able to break the streak here, at least of them acquiring more than 4 rounds on overpass. So that's definitely a small victory in itself. Looks like it's not going to be a full-on rush here on the B bomb site, which seemed to be plausible. It kind of looked like that's going to be the case, but TeamOne have decided to go back towards the A side, and most importantly, they had all 5 players down towards B. Now they have all 5 players here in the fountain area. Well, pretty much all 5. One of them is still making sure there aren't any pushes there from the B side. Tensky, though, the man who's been putting up some very good numbers here in this matchup at the very least, is now going to be on the front lines of this rogue defensive. He does have his teammate MSL backing him up, so this defensive is going to be of great importance. If TeamOne are going to be able to break this one, they should have themselves the round here, but so far so good for Rogue. They're able to find 2 kills. Could be the third one coming in for Densky as he does see the shadow. And right about now, the 2 Danes are able to destroy the Brazilians here. As of right now, Rogue, they got themselves one more round here. There's no doubt about it. IDK, maybe he can find one more kill. That's actually one of them. But in all honesty, this is going to be a very difficult clutch for IDK to win. I'd even go far to say it's kind of impossible. Yeah. 6 seconds. Oh. Okay. Finds one more kill. Not sure if he's going to be able to retrieve that sniper out of his, and Sick at least takes him down. So that's actually a bit of a dent on the economy there for IDK. Oh, looks like TeamOne are going to be changing up the pace here. They're going to be putting a lot of emphasis on this mid presence, and most importantly, MSL doesn't have a single player to back him up. He is trying to fight off the guys that are in the upper yard area, sure. There's, of course, still one more guy in connector itself, but oddly enough, there's actually no one to make sure that the guy in connector isn't able to escape freely. In this case, MSL is. He's able to open the door. There's not a single player in B short. And with that being said, it's still a pretty even scenario for both teams. Maybe one thing that we do have to note is that the likes of TeamOne, they do have themselves a decent amount of map control, but it doesn't look like they're going to be using it to its fullest potential. It looks very possible that all they're going to be doing right now is just try to group up and hit one of the bomb sites. But before that, there's Lonesome IDK trying to find a frag. TRK though, he does succeed here in the toilets area. That's a bomb being dropped. Some interesting refrags here in the toilets area. But it does look like Rogue have got themselves a very good chance here. MSL, yep, they don't even check him. This means that this will be another round here for Rogue to take, but this is a 1-on-3 in which Maluk happily able to take the first kill. Still one more player he has to face, but that player is Hiko. There's one more round working out here for Rogue. And the last round of the half is upon us. Wonder which team is going to be able to come out on top here. But if you take a look at the investment, it's probably going to have to be Rogue. I mean, you can see that TeamOne have invested in those upgraded pistols. They have a decent amount of utility, but overall, it still shouldn't be on the same playing field as well as Rogue's investment, which they do have the rifles, they have smoke grenades, the utility in general, which is looking very solid for the Rogue players. I guess right about now, TeamOne going to be keeping things pretty simple. I mean, their pushes on the B bomb site have been somewhat successful, honestly. So don't really blame him about trying to make this play yet again. Look at the nades. They just absolutely destroy Hiko. There's nothing you could have done in that position. TeamOne are not going to try to make this push here with the B bomb site. With that smoke grenade covering off the vision here for Rogue, they got a very good chance to actually plant the bomb, but it's still not really being planted, oddly enough. It's just TeamOne racking up these kills right now. I don't know if they realize the positioning here of Tensky, but they should definitely be very careful about it. The man's got 21 kills in the first half, so he's definitely quite the menace. I think he sees... Does he see the bomb? I think he should have been able to see the bomb from that position. And yep, he definitely sees one player. Now it will be a one-on-one scenario in which Bit is going to be going up against Tensky. At the very least, Bit has got the bomb, but I mean, just trying to win this clutch is going to be so difficult here for Bit. Some majestic play is going to have to work out here. Maybe that's one of them. Okay, well done there by Bit. And he's able to win the clutch on the back of him, spotting out Tensky just a tad bit quicker there for the wooden planks. And this does mean that TeamOne will have a 6th round here on the terrorist side. And I guess it's not too bad. I think they're going to be quite happy with 6 rounds. Alright, let's see how this round is going to turn out. It looks like Rogue are going to be going for themselves these simple push here on the B-bomb side. TeamOne guys are here, that's for sure, but they're not going to be able to find a single kill so far. It's been the overwhelming force here of Rogue that have been able to stop here the TeamOne defensive. And right about now, this is going to be a very interesting retake because the majority of the Brazilians, in fact, all of them, in fact, going to be coming in here for the monster area, and they're going to be granted 1 kill. I don't think Rogue are going to be repeating the same mistake as right about now. I mean, they can also even have a guy in heaven. This is looking very solid right now for Rogue, but they're losing some of these fights. TeamOne, they suddenly have got themselves an opportunity, but even though the bomb is planted there in the middle of open, they can still try and get this one done. But look at the crossfire being set up. It's so perfect right now, and yet Vice is left in a 1-on-2. Maluk, why is it defused with the bomb? Why is he not helping out his teammate? How did that happen here? That is so weird. I mean, that was such a great opportunity for TeamOne, for the 2 remaining players to just take down Vice and then defuse the bomb. And yet what happens is that Vice, or actually no, it was Maluk that just ended up defusing the bomb. That was... why? I guess we can say that probably the reasoning behind it was maybe on the fact that there was little time, but it would be nice to have some sort of infographic or the sound cue that tells when they have the amount of like 10 seconds remaining. But over here though, it's, yeah, it is a clean round here for Rogue. Get themselves the 11th round here. TeamOne not finding too much success here in an eco, but that is to be expected. Oh, that's a lovely grenade. Not really sure where it come from, but I would make a guess that it was probably deployed by the TeamOne players who were stationed at the toilets area. It's obviously not looking too great here for, well, the likes of Sick and Vice. They were dealt this early damage pretty early on. Early damage early on. That's something I can quite safely say. But it does appear like TeamOne, they're gonna be leaving Lonesome Maluk here towards toilets. They have a lot of faith in this player apparently. He's actually in a position where he can spot out some serious, so he can do some serious work in this position. He is able to take down Hiko. But there's still a lot more players to go here, and Maluk, it's just, well, he's actually even in a position to find even more success. So he's by his lonesome, and yet he's doing all the work here necessary for his team to win a round. Like, he's done his part, that's for sure. But I wonder, can his teammates, at the time of need, can they truly step up where it's going to be needed the most? At that time is obviously going to be now. Right now, Rogue is just going to be going for a simple push here on the A-bomb side, apparently. There's, of course, a pretty decent force here by TeamOne, as they even have all the players lined up and ready for the execution to take place. TeamOne have done a splendid job there. One of the players in particular, of course, is Maluk, who deserves to get a highlight. And right about now, it's still the Rogue players who've got a decent amount of money here, which I'm almost certain the investment will go through. But I wonder if we could actually see a similar scenario as we saw on the very first map, where I'll say this though, Rogue just didn't have a good terrorist side. It was very basic stuff. It was just primarily B bomb side pushes and very little map control whatsoever, even fakes. I'm not even talking about fakes, those just didn't happen. It's just some very vanilla Counter-Strike. So I do wonder how it's going to be happening here on their own map pick. Are we going to see something more elaborate? Or are we just going back into the same style, which, I mean, didn't work out for them on Inferno. As some of the Rogue players are going to be very content with hitting this A-bomb site. There's a smoke grenade to be blocking off the vision here from Bank, which means that Rogue can now get very close to that smoke grenade and then make the push happen. All they have to do to make it work is just throw down a simple pop flash with the smoke, and it should be able to blind Maluk here. But it looks like Maluk is going to be taking a bit of a more interesting angle. A pretty common one, sure, but still one that not always team is going to be interested in checking. I guess right about now, this is where Rogue are going to make the push. It's good for one kill, but with those smoker walls being deployed, there's really nothing Bit can do here. Maybe you can get a lucky spray down, but even that won't really be the case. TeamOne have themselves a very difficult time, especially with Rogue getting one more kill on IDK. So this is turning out to be a somewhat decent half here for Rogue, as they should be able to claim this 12th round. I mean, there's a smoke grenade being deployed to the bomb, so if Bit, or I don't know, TRK would consider to actually go in for the defuse, it's still enough time. But would you look at this? It's Nico finding 2 kills. Make that the 3rd one. This is so good right now for TeamOne. In fact, it's going to be Nico to single-handedly win this round for TeamOne, as Bit is going to get the defuse, and TeamOne somehow win that round. Oh man, that was just ridiculous. Nico M, how does he make that work? My goodness. That is just insane. Most importantly, I guess the most interesting fact is they were just kind of peeking out there all together, right? The Rogue players, that is. And yet somehow Nico M is able to come out on top. That is quite ridiculous, isn't it? That's something I really wasn't hoping to see. But if anything, if TeamOne are going to be continuously winning rounds like that, that's always going to be putting a lot of momentum in their sails. And I wouldn't be too surprised to see if suddenly we somehow see a 2-0 victory for TeamOne. That would be, well, something I really wasn't anticipating at all. I wonder how Rogue is going to try to approach this round. The way things are going right now, it seems to be like they're just going to try to go for this B push. Yeah, that seems to be the case. They are going to be having the forces split, so it's not going to be primarily a push for the monster area. They are going to be having players coming out from short as well. So it seems to be very possible that the guys here from Rogue can still maybe plant the bomb here, or maybe not. As the bomb ends up being dropped, TeamOne have got themselves a pretty good chance here. Nico M, some great maneuverability, but even he runs out of bullets. TRK, yeah, it's quite hard to be getting that kill only with the P2000. And most importantly, Maluk may not get the kill here, but he does have his teammate IDK here. Oh no, he's going to be seeing all the players here. Both of them go down here on the hands of IDK. And there's the 9th one for TeamOne. And most importantly, by the fact that they've won this round, we can see that the money situation isn't looking that great for Rogue. So much so that I guess we're going to have to see an eco. This would mean that TeamOne will now have double digits here on the second half, bringing the scoreline ever so closer. Smoke grenade being deployed. This, of course, is going to be Maluk trying to find the initial kill, but there's going to be so many players coming his way. Maybe he can get the lineup, but this is looking pretty damn solid right now for TeamOne. They end up winning the round without dropping a single guy, and that was very clean, very nice. Oh, we're going to be seeing some faster style of pace here from Rogue, as they very quickly have been able to take over connector control, which in itself, I mean, connector is a very crucial part of a map like overpass. If you have connector, or at least you have it cleared out, you can then be making a lot of great fakes, which something Rogue, again, I'll just stress the fact, haven't been able to do or show us any of fakes so far here in this matchup, and not to mention the men they were playing up against. What was it? Yeah, on the first map, Inferno. So let's see how this one's going to turn out here for TeamOne. As they still have a player who's kind of close by here, Long, and IDK, though. It looks like he's not even going to see a player pushing in, so he can just very easily maintain that position. But I'm almost certain as MSL is moving forward, he's probably going to be looking to the left here. And it should be a kill on IDK, but IDK still wins the fight. It's actually not looking too bad here for Rogue, as now with that kill on the long guy, they can continue on pushing forward. Because honestly, they don't really have the most amount of time to work at 40 seconds, but we are actually going to be seeing a bit of a ruse here. They're looking like they want to try to go towards B, but Nico M, though, you're going to be able to see a lot of these players coming his way. The crossbar is still kind of good there. I mean, it has been traded out. It's a 2-on-2 scenario. Not too shabby here for Rogue, but Maluk takes down Vice. And now it's all up to MSL to try to win this round. He does duck in, but Bit gets the kill. 11-11. This is for the very first time the scoreline has been even up here on Overpass. And don't tell me this is happening, but it looks like we could be seeing a repeat of our very first map, the Inferno matchup. It is looking bad right now for Rogue. So much so that it looks like, yeah, they've decided to go for the timeout here. They want to take the timeout to discuss what's working out for us and what's not, to see how we can still make this terrorist side salvageable. Because other than the first split round and the second round after that, Rogue haven't done anything. Like, there hasn't been a single gun round they've won. And that is, of course, a very daunting statistic. Very scary one at that. And you can't really say that their individuals haven't been performing to a good level. I mean, Tensky, look at him. The man's got 27 kills. He's definitely performing well. Hiko, though, maybe not so much. That's one thing I will say about Hiko. Hasn't been able to show us some great CS so far. And he did kind of struggle in the Inferno matchup as well. So maybe it's simply not his day. Oh, that's a pretty good nade there. Rogue have been able to take down... actually, no, it has been TeamOne doing some significant damage on the Rogue players. And it looks like Rogue is just going to contest this B bomb set. And the first man that ends up dying is Vice. So now they must recover the bomb here. Nico M could just make Prince on through the smoke, which he does succeed with one kill. But Nico M ain't stopping here. He wants to go for more. He's going to drop the bomb carrier. And that could have been the ace here. But it will be just 4 kills here for Nico M. TeamOne, not only have they been able to tie up the scoreline in the round previously, but now they're even on top of Rogue. They've got 12, and Rogue only the 11 rounds. If anyone's feeling the pressure right now, it has to be Team Rogue. Like, Rogue, they just haven't been able to find a lot of success here on the terrorist side, and it's about time they finally do so. It can also be the case that they might have some sort of mental block, especially from the round previous, actually from the match previously, where at one point Rogue were up, what was it? 15-13, yes. They were up 15-13, didn't close it out. They had some easy clutch scenarios, didn't close them out. Well, IDK, he definitely heard a lot of players pass on through. Can actually find a kill, at least a couple of them. He's not going to be able to see the guy down ramp. IDK, this is such a huge play. He can actually find a couple kills here. 1, 2, but that's going to be good enough for him. As he also had his teammates chipping in. And right now, it's all up to Hiko. Let's see what he can do here. Nothing. Apparently nothing. Maluk will get the kill on the Master Baiter. And it will be 13 rounds for TeamOne. What's going on here? A pause? It's actually a pause being taken by Rogue, I presume. It has to be at this point. Like, things aren't working out for them at all. This is just looking horrible for them. You could definitely use a timeout here. But what are you gonna do? I mean, like, let's be real. TeamOne have been playing some superb level of Counter-Strike. Pretty much every single player has been able to find its own groove. Maybe not so much for TRK. But this is horrible right now for Rogue. And we can see that they also don't have the most amount of money coming into this round. It's just that, what? You can see the upgraded pistols? Yeah, pretty much. Upgraded pistols, some Kevlar on the guys, but it's not looking too good here for Rogue. Maybe this B pushes it. Maybe it's gonna allow them to get some early kills here, and maybe possibility to enter the bomb site, and maybe even plant the bomb, but we must see how it's gonna work out. Some great utility usage so far here for TeamOne, and not a single kill here for Rogue. This does mean that TeamOne can continue on their defensive here, as it is looking very solid right now. Rogue just barely able to enter the side, but even once they did, they haven't found anything so far in terms of kills or even damage being dealt on the TeamOne players. The B side has been looking ever so strong. Rogue right now have realized this and will put the majority of their forces down here towards A. Maybe they can find a kill here. But even though Nico M is the B side player, and he's been quite the nuisance, then you have to go up against Maluk, who himself has found some serious success before. Right now it's going to be Maluk trying to hold things down, as a lot of these Rogue players are going to be coming his way. So he's going to have to be very much careful about this one. Maluk sees the first player, is able to land the shot dead on. TeamOne now going to continue on with this defensive here. But Tensky, last man standing, he is no more with us. 14th rounds here for TeamOne. The remaining Rogue players seem to be, what are they doing? An investment, of course, as this is one of the fewer rounds where they do end up having the proper investment. But I mean, it is very problematic that they have very little rounds to work with. So, like, for someone like Rogue, they just need to find consecutive round wins. There's no other way of putting it. If they want to make it, well, possible here, and in fact to acquire a victory here in the second half, or to be exact, in the second map, they need to start it right here, right now. And I don't think they're actually going to anticipate the position there of IDK. And they're not. IDK gets the first kill on MSL. They might be interested to try and get the refrag. Bit could have actually tried to get a kill, but even he's going to try to play this one safe. I suppose right now, if you're Rogue, the B push it is, apparently. I would love to see maybe some more utility being used before entering the B bomb set, because right now the B bomb set has been quite a hard one to crack for Rogue. So shifting in slowly but surely, they could actually get something done here. They haven't revealed their positions, and once they do, they're gonna realize what the jig is up. Right now, Nico M is finally able to find a kill, but right now, Rogue, this is the best opportunity so far they've had to actually try and win a round. This is looking very good right now for the likes of Rogue to finally get around to the board, but IDK is here. He's able to take down one more, and Hiko, alongside his teammate Sick, have set up a very good crossfire. Maluk jumps down and he gets a kill. It could go for more, but Sick is gonna end it. And that will be a round here for Rogue. Not the most convincing of victories, but of course, a victory nonetheless. That was way too close for Rogue's comfort. Honestly, imagine a world where Maluk, he jumps down, actually is able to take down Sick and as well as Hiko. I mean, that was definitely a possibility because Sick definitely took his sweet time to kill Maluk. So, Maluk, say he kills the first guy, flicks up on the second guy, and could have gotten that kill. It is accurate enough. Just how ridiculously close this matchup has been. They finally get themselves the first round going here, Rogue. That's good to see. But like I said, one of the biggest problems for Rogue is that they need to win consecutive round wins. If they end up losing this one, their money is in the bin, and that is where things... IDK though. Let's find the kill on Hiko. Maluk though is going to allow a lot of these players to pass on through. And look at this. Right now, Rogue are losing players left, right, and center. There's, of course, Vice and Tensky surviving. But look at this right now. Look at the positioning of Maluk. He's just ready and waiting for Vice to come into his crosshair to land that shot and drop the bomb. But Maluk, yep, he's gonna get it. Oh, I guess we can give a shout out to Tensky, hitting his 30 bomb and now making the 31 bomb. But Tensky's gonna have to pull out some serious heroics if he wants to put this team back into a winnable position. As you can see, that Tensky. Oh, this is, yeah, around here for Rogue. Pardon me, around here for TeamOne. As it's 15-12, and Rogue, they're gonna have to make this comeback possible somehow, and we could see another timeout taking place. This is looking scary right now if you're Rogue, or a Rogue fan, that is. I guess the good thing is that this is the Group A winners matchup. So, of course, the winner of this will be heading over to the playoffs. That's pretty much obvious. But if you end up losing it, it's not like you end up, well, being dropped from the group stage here at StarSeries Season 7 Qualifier. You can still try to give it a shot. I think that if Rogue end up losing this, they're going to have to face the likes of Vireo Pro. I think that's the team name. I think it is going to be Vireo Pro. So, I mean, still an opponent you should be able to win against. If you're Rogue, maybe just simply put out it, today is not your day. Maluk, not able to spot anything yet, but IDK definitely will. There's going to be 3 players coming his way. Doesn't hit the first shot. This means that Maluk, ooh, that native is going to be powerful, but it does do some serious damage. I was maybe hoping to see it to be even more so powerful. It does look like TeamOne. They end up dropping one of their players pretty early here, so Maluk, you have to be very careful on the hole. Where's that nade come from? That's one great nade there from Rogue. So right now, this is one of the few instances where Rogue, pretty early in this matchup, have got an advantage. But how are they going to use it? They can still try to attempt to maybe acquire some map control and get something done from there, but will that be the case though? Seems like Rogue just going to keep things simple. He going back to the B push. There's TRK getting the kill. There's also Bit chiming in with his AUG. And right now, TRK, they know the positioning of him. They should be able to take him down. And yet TRK gets 2. Now it's all up to Hiko. And it will be 16-12 in a 2-0 fashion. TeamOne are able to take down Rogue and head on over to the StarSeries I-League Season 7 NA playoffs. That is, of course, congrats with the Brazilian squad. This gentleman is not me, folks. You don't have to see him. But, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast. The name has been Sir Danny. If you like what you heard, you can always check me out at the socials. I've thrown down a link to my Twitter here at the chat. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I do hope to see you all next time.
Place your bets at GG.Bet. Most popular esports titles. Deposit with convenient payment options. Cool mini games. And 24/7 support for players. Sign up now for the best esports bets at GG.Bet.
Did you know that when you make a trade on CS Money website, there is much more going on than meets the eye? The adventure begins here.
Cool.
And that's how trades are done on CS Money.
With Hellcase multi-cases, you're no longer restricted by random case opening mechanisms. Now, you are able to pick any of the cells containing skins and actually determine what you win. Use the promo code and dive right in.